Despite the Raiders and the Cowboys being two of the most storied franchises in sports, Sunday's game between the two teams at the Oakland Coliseum was unlikely to be memorable. While both teams are still in the playoff hunt, their chances of making the postseason are slim, and both teams were doing their best to hand their opponent what would probably be an inconsequential victory. Then something downright bizarre happened, turning a forgettable affair into a contest that will be remembered for decades, and hopefully a game that will prove to be the impetus for major changes in the NFL. Tied at 17-17 with 506 remaining in the fourth quarter, the Cowboys came up 1 yard short of a first down on their own 39-yard line. After the referees incorrectly spotted a 9-yard pass as a 10-yard completion, giving the Cowboys an undeserved third down conversion, the Raiders successfully challenged the ruling on the field and the original call was overturned. Advertisement: instead of punting the ball, the Cowboys, who entered Sunday's game with a better chance of making the playoffs than the Raiders, went for it on fourth down, running a quarterback sneak up the middle with Dak Prescott. Amid a pile of humanity, and needing to get the ball to the 40-yard line to gain the first down, Prescott dove forward, and the referees determined that the ball advanced to the inside of the 40-yard line and called out the chains for a measurement. The distance between the edge of the yard marker pole and the tip of the ball was indiscernible for anyone watching on television or in the stadium. It was close to indiscernible for lead official Gene Steratore, who pulled out a piece of folded paper. Some watching on television thought it was an index card, giving the game its soon-to-be infamous name, and slid it between the tip of the ball and the post. After sliding the piece of paper, again folded, Steratore determined that the ball was across the first down plane and declared that the Cowboys had gained the first down. The Raiders, to no one's surprise, were livid. The Cowboys, of course, were thrilled with the call. Dallas finished the drive with a chip shot field goal that proved to be the difference in the game after Derek Carr fumbled out of the end zone with less than a minute to play. I've never seen a referee use a piece of paper to determine the distance between the first down marker and the tip of the ball, and so far as I can tell, there's no established protocol for using such a prop. That's not to say that Steratore should not have used the folded piece of paper. Whatever tool he can use to help him determine the call should be used, but it is to say that no one but him understood the methodology for his usage. Did he slide the paper in at an angle and attempt to move it to parallel with the first down line? That would be a good way to determine if the ball was past the marker. Or was he determining how much space there was between the post and the ball? If that was the case, why was it a first down for Dallas? We don't know which it was, and Steratore did a terrible job in explaining himself after the game, telling a pool reporter that the piece of paper only reaffirmed what he had already determined with his eyes, that the Cowboys had earned a first down. The usage of the piece of paper was bizarre and created unnecessary controversy. Had Steratore not decided to slide that paper in front of the ball and had just trusted his eyes to call the first down, I'd venture to say that the situation would not have been as controversial. Alas, it was, and hopey the ridiculousness of it all, a ridiculousness that Steratore had no problem acknowledging with his wry smile as he called the first down, sparks major changes in the NFL. Why does the NFL still use chains, anyway? One reason is that the NFL loves the intrigue of measuring for the first down. It's great television, and the NFL, above all else, is a television show. The second reason, the big reason, is because referees stink at determining where the ball should be spotted. Because of that, the ball is rarely placed in an accurate place. A yard is 3 feet, and a football is roughly 11 inches long, tip to tip, but if you watch NFL games closely, you'll notice that the ball is almost always placed on the nearest yard marker. Think about it outside of short yardage or instant replay situations. When was the last time you saw a ball placed at a half-yard line? It doesn't happen much anymore, unless the referees absolutely have to place the ball between yard lines. They'll always round up or down to the nearest yard to make everyone's life a bit easier, particularly the chain gang and the big yellow line guys on TV. So 9 times out of 10, the referees just approximate the spot. That's not a problem, it makes sense. And again, it's easy. But for the referees to then, in short yardage situations and after instant replay analysis, get hyper-granular on the spot of the ball, is ridiculous. How can you give and take half yards on every other snap and then deny someone a first down or a turnover on downs on the basis of an inch or, on Sunday, on the basis of the width of a piece of paper? Yes, it's good television, but the NFL's double standard has been exposed. Referees are either incompetent at spotting the ball or the best in the world at determining exact distance. Either the yardage is rounded up or down to make things easy on every player, the ball is placed accurately on the field on every down. The NFL can't have it both ways anymore. Not after Sunday's Raiders-Cowboys game. The latter option is the better one, by the way. But to do that kind of spotting right, remember, officials are really bad at determining spots. As we found out the play before the index card ruling, the NFL would need to take those responsibilities away from the referees. The league would need to develop a technology that could determine where the ball is on the field at any given moment in time, and then sync that system with the game film the referees use for instant replay. Frankly, the NFL probably has the technology to make that happen today. The league has already experimented with microchips in regular season game balls to determine if the league should decrease the width of goalposts. Perhaps that same technology could be used to determine if the ball actually crossed certain planes during games. If the technology that's already been in practice won't work, if the piles of humanity that typically surround the ball in short yardage situations complicate things, then the NFL should spend some of its incredible cash resources. Remember, Commissioner Roger Goodell wanted healthcare and private jet use for life in his last contract to develop an in-ball microchip or two that can be pinpointed, much like tennis Hawkeye system, amid a pile of 300-pound men. Football GPS. How much would that technology cost? A few million. Take that out of the budget to deny the existence of CTE. The world, and the game, would be better off for that. Instant replay has already become a significant part of the NFL game. Could you imagine a game without challenges today? Technology, for better or for worse, has created a new standard of perfection that human referees, sometimes a dozen or more yards away from the action, cannot match. It's also created an expectation of perfection from fans that referees will never be able to meet. The NFL has already opened the door to technology determining ball placement. Referees determine where the ball should be placed through video replay all the time. But when it comes to something as important as spotting the ball, the league needs to develop a better system. Did the Cowboys actually get a first down on that quarterback sneak on Sunday? I don't know. The players don't know. The referees don't really know, either. And anyone who says they are sure Prescott did or didn't get the ball to the 40-yard line shouldn't be trusted. As such, Sunday's index card debacle exposed one of the NFL's dirty secrets. Referees are terrible at spotting the ball. And now that everyone is aware of the truth, the NFL needs to start taking steps to take ball spotting responsibilities in difficult situations away from the referees. It's about to be 2018 and the NFL is at least an 11-figure business. We shouldn't have guesstimations and folded pieces of paper determining the outcome of games.